we are blessed with great weather, and the news is that LABORIE and MICOUD about to join the contest. Greg, LABORIE winning the toss and deciding to bowl.
Yes, I think it's a good decision, right? Based on what transpired in the first game. I've been seeing Sulphur City Stars restrict the Vieux-Fort South Sunrisers to only 61 runs. And we saw the fair bit of carry and the fair bit of bounce that was in the wicket. I think the LABORIE Bay Royals, would fancy the chance of perhaps restricting the MICOUD Eagles, who are fairly new to this tournament. But when you look at the players that are on the MICOUD Eagles team, they are very experienced, and you have the captain Darren Sammy.
Yep, interesting. Sammy and his son are playing for the MICOUD Eagles. Not very often you see father and son playing. It will take some going back. I think the Constantine father and son was one combination who played. And it's really nice to see that, his son has taken to the game. Many players who've had a famous father, like Stanley Matthews, his son eventually played lawn tennis.
I think, if my memory serves, I think Sir Gary's son plays volleyball for Barbados.
Exactly.
And not cricket.
And, the Sir Donald Bradman, his son eventually, because of the pressure of carrying the name of Bradman, had to, in fact, change his name. So we will see what the MICOUD Eagles will do. But a bold attempt by Darren Sammy to try and see if he can put together a squad that can in fact compete.
Yes, but looking at the number of the players there, you have guys who have played for Monrepo, but Monrepo is still in MICOUD North, so they would technically still be from MICOUD.
Yep.
Yeah, but the likes of Shelvin Charles, Gavin Serrier Jr., Mervyn Wells, these guys have played for Monrepo, and well, Gavin Serrier, he's from Monrepo, but he played for Groseley last year.
Last year, yeah, that's true. So, MICOUD Eagles sent in, and the attack, Greg, will come from the commentary box end, and
Tyrone Theodore, I think, is the left.
you see
The left armor.
the left armor just warming up. Now, if my memory is correct, he was quite impressive last year.
Yes, he was one of those who
Yeah.
impressed us, and at the time, he was still an under-19 player.
Yep. Well, Greg, I think we will change roles in this game, and pressure of 2.5 hours of commentary. I think I'm sure you're good enough to carry the next 5 overs, and we'll share it, Greg Wilson.
Yeah, you're asking me to make my debut, right?
You make your debut. You don't have to buy a drink. You don't have to do anything. It's COVID time. We'll just have a pong at the end of it. So the very promising Theodore to start the attack. And Charles and Wells starting for the MICOUD. And without having a bias, we just want to maybe wish the MICOUD Eagles well. Over to you, Greg.
Yes, we see Theodore. First ball to Shelvin Charles, and he gets right behind this one. Good first up delivery there by Theodore. Certainly with the sort of lineup that we see from the MICOUD Eagles. Kevin Charles was very prolific last year for Monrepo, but this year he's with the MICOUD Eagles. Shot. Delivery outside the off stump. Kevin Charles looking to tuck this one through the leg side, but getting the bottom edge. And the ball just going straight to the long on. To the mid on, sorry, fielder. Oh, good delivery there by Theodore. This one just touching just outside the off stump and shipping towards the slip area. And we could see Reds good movement, very good early movement there by Theodore.
Yes, the sort of movement we saw when the first T10 blast was played really impressed us. Nice rhythm, beautiful approach, very athletic.
Again, this one just getting the outer portion of the bat going through the point area. We see the fielder really misfield, and they were able to get 2 easy runs, right?
Yes, the kind of fielding laps that will, just jar a bowler a little bit. But since that promising performance, did he move up the ladder, so to speak? Did he get a call to practice?
Not much cricket. After the national, the trial squad was selected, then we had to put pay to the whole activity. Slow ball on this occasion really foxed Charles, really deceived him in the air, but the ball struck him on the pad, and the bowler, vociferous appeal, but umpire John Maffrey was not interested.
Yes, a little bit of swing there I picked up.
Yes, last year we saw Theodore getting a fair bit of swing rates with the new ball. And this year, it looks like he's continuing from where he left off last year. Short. Oh, this one was struck to the mid-wicket area. Rumroach taking forever to get this ball out of his hands. So at the end of the first over, the MICOUD Eagles, they are 3 without loss. Good over ball there by young Theodore, right?
Yes, a batting side would like to be, somewhere around 8-9 off the first over. But full credit to Theodore. Gave nothing away. Good control. In fact, the couple of runs that were scored wasn't scored off the middle of the bat. But it's a new side. How high you think Darren Sammy will come?
Would expect Sammy to come in relatively early, but Sammy of late tends to favor to bat lower down in the order.
Yeah. And the batting capability of his son?
Well, I have not seen too much of Darren Sammy Jr., but listening to the scores as in the secondary school competition, he seems to be getting some good scores.
Okay, well, I think they will need scores today. They want to be competitive, even if, they're a young side. They want to get close to what, 80 or 90. But I think that important that maybe Darren Sammy doesn't come too low in the order.
I think Sammy is experienced enough to assess the situation, and he would, if it needs be that he come up early to really, change the momentum, I think he will do just that. So as you see, the bowler from the southern end, Francois. Oh, Kevin Charles going for a big bowman drive outside the off stump, getting the top edge, and the ball going over down to the third man boundary. The fielder come across from the long leg boundary and was able to cut it off, and they only got 1. The score moves on to 4. So we see Francois who Reds last year, I don't think we saw him in a tournament. But there are some of the teams, they have made a few changes. Most of the players have been retained, but looking at the various teams, we could see that they have made a few changes, especially with the MICOUD Eagles coming in this year. A few players have had to move across from those other districts who have made way for some new players. First trying to move in Wells, down the leg side, Wells look to pull this one, got a top edge, the ball went down to the long leg, they come back for two. First one has considered himself, Reds, a bit lucky that Moving Wells did not get proper contact because this ball was angling down the leg side. And luckily for him, he only considered 2 runs.
Yeah, I think initially he was looking to hit that square, but then came the top edge instead and had to settle to 2 down the fine leg.
This one cut back sharply. Really cramped in Wells for space there. He's looking to perhaps look to force this one through the offside. But good back of a length delivery there by Faswa.
Yes, just going back to the toss, you think if the toss had gone Darren Sammy's way, he probably would have bowled for us?
I think he would have been inclined to bowl first. Down the leg side. We've not seen any signal from umpire Ashby, so it must have brushed
The pad
something along the way.
or the body.
So MICOUD Eagles certainly playing their first match in the qualifying rounds, and they would want to really stump the authorities very early. Short one, and Moving Wells just looking to tuck this one over to the square leg. Ball did not have the sort of pace to go over the line, and they were able to run free. So good aggressive running there by Chauvin Charles and Moving Wells.
Excellent running there. The best running we've seen for the day. You know, they really ran in the first one, second one, and the ball just, died before coming to the rope. So they had the time to look for the third run.
It's good aggressive running, and these are 2 experienced batters, especially Chauvin Charles. He has played, I would think, first division cricket for well over 15 years now. So one would expect that sort of play out in the middle from him with his experience, and Moving Wells as well. He's very experienced and knowledgeable of the game. First again angling this one into the path. Chauvin Charles missing out. Just really looking to just help this one past the vacant square area.
I remember my first lateral ball encounter as a child. We were so excited. I would run down the stairs all the while clowning around with my neighbors. And when we got to the waterfall, with the sun peeking through the trees, the most magical thing I ever experienced. I go back again and again and again. That's my MICOUD.
MICOUD Eagles 9 without loss. Slow going by the MICOUD Eagles, right?
Yeah, but the second over seemed to be bowled by a comparatively young man. So we have 2 young pacers starting the attack for LABORIE.
Yes, LABORIE, from what we saw last year, they have introduced quite a few young players into the tournament. I think Babono had a few youngsters as well. Keon Gaston was one of the leading bowlers last year from Monrepo. He was only 17.
Yeah.
So the youngsters have really held their own in the tournament.
So some repairs being done. Play momentarily held up. LABORIE team sporting bright red, contrasting track pants. And you see MICOUD going for a body of green at the top. Nice colors. Really brightens up the event.
Yes, and the one thing I'm pleased with this year, Reds, the numbers are much bigger this year. Theodore into his second over. Wide ball outside the off-stump signal by umpire John Maffrey.
Well, the numbers, I think, definitely an improvement. I think the commentators did ask for that, and I think the St. Lucia Cricket Association responded.
Theodore again into moving Wells. Oh, and this one, fair bit of swing. Reds in the air, fair bit of movement.
Yeah.
Wells looking for the big booming drive through the covers, but made no contact. And the ball went through to the keeper.
But Wells didn't use his feet at all. He just stayed there and played at it. Played at it. And it's good to see also the numbers at the top, the names at the top of the numbers.
Theodore again into Wells. Oh, Wells gets in line with this one, really crumped for space. Fair bit of movement there generated by Theodore, and it really has the batters on the tight rain rates.
A slight, maybe slow delivery. You have to just wait for it to arrive.
So, LABORIE Bay Royals winning the toss and deciding to bowl. They have really done well so far. Down the leg side. Just straight up with it. But the fielder, Reds coming from the long leg area, was slow to get across the ground, and the ball went into the boundary for 4. So they move on to 14 without loss in over number 3.
Very useful boundary for the MICOUD Eagles. They really need, as a young team, to get a decent score on the board. And a good start. A little slow, but maybe they'll pick up the scoring rate.
Short ball there from Theodore outside the off-stump, and moving Wells really looking for a cross-batted shot. He would have been better advised to perhaps just help this one over the slip or even the gully area. And the non-striker, Chauvin Charles, was indicating exactly that to him, that perhaps you should look to play the ball on the offside.
Yes, the uppercut could have been used there, made famous, of course, by Steve Waugh, by Mark Waugh,
Theodore
correction.
again into moving Wells. You see the appeal. So the ball must have brushed something along the way, Reds. It was down the leg side. I did not see any signal from umpire John Maffrey. But the bowler, Theodore, seems to be losing the plot of it. The last few deliveries all have been angling down the leg side.
Yes, maybe just brushing.
Firmly struck there by moving Wells to the man at mid-on. We saw a shy at the stumps. Had he hit Red, it would have been interesting because the ball traveled very quickly to him.
Yes, and just back to that delivery again, we see swing, and Wells decided that he was going to look to drive and had to maybe make an adjustment because where it started, it did end up in the same line. Yet he hit it fairly hard, as described by Greg Wilson, down towards mid-off.
Yes, so at the end of the third over, MICOUD Eagles 15 without loss, going at a rate of 5 and over. Captain Darren Sammy and the MICOUD Eagles would certainly want the batters out there to really pick up the pace of scoring.
Well, they must have talked about it. They would have seen the first match. They would have seen the below par scoring, and they must have said, look, this can't happen to us. You've got to turn the strike over. We've got to find the boundaries where possible. We need to build partnerships.
Yeah, so Theodore, Reds, he had bowled his 2 overs and only considered 9 runs. So they would be pretty pleased with his effort. As we see a new bowler, we'll get the name in a while. Oh, Tim Foswa, sorry. Here we see a bit of movement, really crumping, moving well for room, looking to hit this one outside the awesome, and the ball really jagged back into him sharply.
Yeah, taking away the bottom hand and trying to play the one-arm swordsman roll there, but couldn't get it away.
Good Yorker and the Rihanna's bowl. Mervyn Wells, bowled by Foswa, really could not keep this one out. And Mervyn Wells really looking for the offside drive, and his leg stump was struck Reds. Good delivery there by Foswa.
Yeah, right up into the block hole.
Hi, I'm Tedison John of the Tedison John Project. Even when we're not rehearsing, we stay connected. Flow makes it easy with Flow bundle plans. My mobile phone, internet broadband to download and send files, my home office fixed line. All the services I need in one place. And guess what? The more services you use, the less you pay. Yep, get more and pay less. Guys, you can't go wrong on this one. Bundle today.
Bowled by Foswa, and they are 15 for the loss of 1.
Interesting to see who will come at number 3. Syria coming at 3. So an important position, an important role he's got to play if he can stay here and get the ball away.
Yes, Gavin Syria, Reds, he's a no-nonsense guy when he gets going. Last year he played for Grozili, and this year he's playing for MICOUD. Well, he's from Monrepo, and Monrepo being part of MICOUD, that's MICOUD North. Short one outside the off stump, and a wide signal by umpire Alan Ashby. Foswa, I guess, I've been gotten the wicket of Mervyn Wells, certainly running in on a high red and really overexerting himself and bowling this one wide outside the off stump. Good delivery there. Oh, chance for a run out, a mixed up over, and he misses. Shervin Charles coming for a single, non-existent single, and Gavin Stereo really in no man's land. He basically gave up the ghost, and the fielder had all the time in the world to hit the stump, right? But a terrible miss. So a chance really go begging there by the LABORIE Bay Royals.
Yeah, you were seeing maybe a stump in a bit. It had to be, precision hit. If he was maybe at the more straighter fielding position, he would have had more of a target.
Shervin Charles going for the big one. Uppishly, will Ramroach get around? Oh! And Ramroach just a bit very heavy there, Red, to get across the ground. He's not the Ramroach of old. He's a youngster, I think, if my memory serves me right, may have played on the 19 cricket for St. Lucia. He's a policeman by trade, and really could not get across the ground. So Shervin Charles, one would say, was given a life.
He was like he'd be running in quicksand.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get across. It would be an easy catch. So living dangerously, but picking up a couple of runs.
Theodore on this occasion just angling this one down the leg side. Shervin getting in line and just helping it back out of square and was able to pick up 2 easy runs. So the score moves on to 21 and Chauvin Charles moves on to 8. So after some 3.5 overs, 21 for 1. So they are certainly picking up the pace slightly. It's 5.48 the run rate presently. Short. Oh, again, this one was played uppishly. Chauvin Charles sort of leaving dangerously. He has presented 2 opportunities in this over. And the fielders are Ramroach and Maidon and the Madoff really could not get their hands to it, Red. So he is living dangerously, but fortune favors the brave.
Yeah, he was running away from the square. It's not easy to take something over your shoulder, so to speak. But a productive over, 23 on the board. We have had, 4 overs, so they're over 5 points.
Yes, 5.75 and over after 4. And I'm certain that Captain Darren Sami would certainly want them to up the ante, getting into the halfway stage. So we see a new bowler from the north, Sanjay Pamphil, wearing number 99. He'll be bowling to Gavin Siri Jr.
'99 tends to torment some former Test players. Maurice Foster falling at 99 against India. Yeah, of course, there are many more. I think Robert Christiani against England, going way back at 48, 99 at Kensington, leg before. Well, I suppose people would like to be 99 not out and not out.
Pamphil move away from us now. This one. Jagged back quickly there. Let's see what umpire Mark Friend is going to signal. Yes, leg by. Syria looking to whip this one through the mid-wicket area. Didn't make any contact. And ball struck the pad and they were able to cross for an easy single.
He seemed to be bowling in duckers, if you look at the action, Greg.
Chauvin Charles looking to try this one and getting the inner portion of the bat. Ball going through the mid-wicket area and Ramroach, Rez Royal has been struggling from the 40-yard circle to get into the keeper's hands.
Well, you don't know when last he played in the cricket, so you have to take that in mind. But I like the look of Pamphil, especially to the right-hander. Good defensive delivery.
Yes, with his sort of action, as you did indicate, the ball seems to be everything inwards movement. So, LABORIE Bay Royals bowlers have been keeping it tight so far. Good delivery there. Just missing the off stump. Gavin Syria going for the big drive. And really missing out. And you could sense, Reds, that the Eagle batters want to break loose, but they've certainly not been given a chance by the LABORIE Bay Royal bowlers.
But the scoring rate in this over has dropped.
Again, this one was bowled wicket to wicket. They seem to be bowling Reds. They're not really looking to experiment. We've not seen any sort of variation in the bowling, but it's a question of settling into a nice line and length, and the bowler seems to have a clear idea as to what he wants to do running in.
I think he prefers to bowl to the right-hander. Let's see how the left-hander will handle him.
This one just still out about leg stump. Wells looking to hit this one through the mid-wicket area and did not make any contact. And the score remains on 26 for 1 after 5 overs. Right? Pretty slow going.
Get more with our MICOUD. One card, many locations for your rewards. Earn points at all Massey stores and MICOUD partners island-wide and watch your points grow. Visit our customer service desk at Massey stores or www.masseycard.com for more information. Enjoy the many benefits that only your MICOUD can bring.
That'll be Royals.
And Reggie, if I were to make any comparison with the first game, at the halfway stage, Beaufort would have lost 4 wickets already, but they were 52 for 4. And MICOUD Eagles, they are 26.
Yes, I haven't seen the batting order, but I believe we can imagine that Darren Sammy will probably come next.
Yes, they certainly need to up the ante if they are going to get even anywhere close to the scores that the Beaufort South Sunrisers got, which was a meager 61.
Yep.
As we see Gavin Sterry hitting this one straight back past the bowler, and the fielder coming around sharply from the long off and able to cut off the ball and result in only just 1 run. So good sharp fielding there, Reds, covering a fair bit of ground.
Yeah, it was hit straight. He had to really get off his bike, so to speak.
Shooting Charles getting one on the leg side, really looking to heave it over the mid wicket, but again did not make any contact, and they were able to scamper through for a quick single leg by signal by umpire Alan Ashby. So Moses coming from the southern end or the players' pavilion end. Full toss, and again Ramroach struggling to get across. Gavin Siri is inquiring whether the delivery was above waist height, but we saw no signal from umpire John Maffra square leg, so it was a legal delivery.
Must have been close. But I mean, he got a dish of a full toss that should have gone over the rope.
He should have capitalized on that gift that was presented to him. Moses down the leg side to Chopin Charles, umpire Ashby. See the outstretched hands of Ashby signaling wide, so the extras move on to 5 and the score moves on to 30 for 1.
If Moses ran track, I would think that he will be running 100, 200 meters. He really sprints in, Greg.
Good delivery. See the appeal, but this one was clearly going down the leg side. Struck Chopin Charles on the back leg, and umpire Ashby signaling leg by. So the score moves on to 31. Really, Reds, the MICOUD Eagles can't seem to get a moment. It's slow going so far.
Time for a message from Darren Sammy to come out.
Bowling, and his bowl. Yokelem delivery there by Moses. Gavin Siri again looking to make room outside the leg stump, looking to hit this one perhaps somewhere through the cover area, but his off stump was struck again. Beautiful bowling there by the LABORIE Bay Royals Red Spur.
Well, if you're not getting it away, maybe someone else may do it. But he certainly didn't cover the off stump. He's trying to play a shot with deliberately right on line. And it does, in fact, brings Sammy into the picture. I think that was on the cards. I did say in a jovial way that time for a message. Well, maybe it was time for Sammy to come out. So what has happened? 2 for 31. Roland Cox tells us it's 5.5. And Sammy, the man of the moment, can he deliver?
Yes, Captain Sammy certainly has to come to the party if they are to pose a competitive score. And really beautiful bowling there by Moses. The LABORIE Bay bowlers certainly raised. You could see they are bowling with a plan.
Yep.
And they are really attacking the stumps, and it has really paid dividends. Oh. Star and Sammy getting one, angling down the leg side, and Sammy just looking to perhaps just lap the ball down to the vacant long leg area, and the ball striking the back of the bat, and luckily for him, it fell into a vacant area.
Well, they talk about shadow boxing. Everybody was looking towards the onside, and next, it peeled off the back of the bat and dropped quite safely. But more important, picked up 2 runs.
Yes, 2 valuable runs for the MICOUD Eagles, and at the end of 6, MICOUD Eagles 43 for the loss of 2 wickets, and it's very slow going, 5.5 the run rate, and with 6 overs gone rest, with 4 overs remaining, I think Darren Sammy really needs to go into overdrive.
Well, they'll have to score over 8 of the last 4 to get anywhere near a half-decent score.
Bamfield. Chopin Charles hitting this one along the ground down to the man on the long of boundary. That's Edwards coming in with number 23. So which brings Captain Darren Sammy into strike race, and Sammy would be hitting with the wind. So certainly he would want to use this to his advantage.
Yes, you wouldn't want to be bowling outside the leg stump to Sammy. You gotta bowl that kind of danger line outside the off stump. And straight away you can see the fielders catering for Sammy, strengthening the onside with field arrangements, a deep mid wicket going out. There's a forward square in the boundary.
Yes, and a man on the long on boundary as well. So they certainly have strength on the leg side. But Sammy hits this one straight to the ball, and he is out caught. He is out caught at the square leg boundary. One pitch up, Sammy looking to hit this one over the square leg area, but did not make proper contact register. Pray that it came from the inside portion of the bat, but carried all the way to the boundary to the fielder, who took Moses, who took a quite relatively easy catch. Well composed, and it was a good catch. Good dismissal to see the back of Captain Darren Sammy. So the MICOUD Eagles certainly go in for the woes.
Yes, not hitting it anywhere near the middle, but as you described, it went peeling away off down the backward square, traveling at knots, and well caught indeed. Moses should take a bow, and Bramfield should say, thanks a lot for that lovely catch. I've dismissed a man who's known all over the world.
Yes, so valuable breakthrough done there by Bamfield to see the back of Captain Darren Sammy. And It looks like his brother Merlin Sammy has come in to replace Darren Sammy. And in this game, we have 4 Sammys playing Reds Pereira.
Yep.
Oh, and Pamfield pitch up delivery. Sherwin Charles looking for the big expansive drive through the covers. The ball just peeling off the edge and going down through the slip area, down to the vacant Friedman boundary for 4 valuable runs.
Educated edge. Really tears the bowler apart. But by crook or by hook, they need runs on the board.
Yes, and that was 4 valuable runs for them. This one just up full outside on the leg stump, and maybe Sherwin Charles just clipped this one through the backward square area for 4 valuable runs again, Reds.
Well, 2 shots of different class. One was an edge, one was beautifully played off the pads. Really beautiful to watch. I don't know if the leg side is a strong side, but well put away. 42 on the board.
This one pitch up and it struck powerfully through the long off area. Edward comes across. I think it's Owen Edward. I just recognize the player, Reds. He was very potential youngster for St. Lucia. He played youth cricket. It's nice to see him still around. It's a while I had not seen anything of him where cricket was concerned. Well, and Sammy goes for the big drive, and this one went through Ramroach. Oh, Ramroach is having a terrible day in the field, and certainly the bowler would not be appreciative of that sort of effort from Ramroach. This one went right through his legs, Red, and luckily for him, it did not go through the boundary for 4. But at the end of the 7th over, the MICOUD Eagles, they have moved on to 45 for the loss of 3 wickets, and in that over from last over there from Pamfield, you also saw the dismissal of Captain Darren Sammy.
It's my life and I want more time, more power. Pay my Lucy like bill isn't hard. I pay with credit or debit card. Pay direct to Lucy like my account. I have the power, yeah. Pay online to Lucy like my account. Anywhere, any day, any hour. Lights are on at home. No more standing in line, no more worrying about my bill. Now I'm all paid up. Got more time to chill, yeah, yeah. Pay my Lucy like bill isn't hard. I pay with credit or debit card.
Commenting on his feeling or his lack of feeling to him.
Yes, Ramroach has not been having the best of days in the field. Sherwin Charles just backing away, leg side. And for a minute, he thought this one would have been signal a wide red, but it was passed within the blue markers, the out in the middle to indicate where the ball would have gone for wide.
Yeah.
And it was within the mark, and Sherwin Charles really missed out on this delivery. And every delivery counts at this point in time. We've only
Run rate 6.28.
Moses again, well pitched up delivery. Really, Sherwin Charles can't do too much with it. Reds have been fairly impressed with the sort of length that the Swazel, not Swazel, the LABORIE Bay Royals bowlers have been bowling, and it's quite a contrast to what we saw in the first game.
No. I think if you glance, you'll see there are very few extras.
Yes, and in terms of the length, their deliveries are more pitch up, more Yorker length sort of deliveries. And this one, he bids the fielder into the mid-wicket area. Moses on this occasion straight into the pads of Merlin Sammy, and it was Sammy just clipped this one in the vacant mid-wicket area. The ball did not travel with any sort of velocity, but enough to go over the ropes.
Yes, just enough on it to beat the Fiesman coming from square leg, but a useful boundary. Fifth is up, 50 for 3.
Sammy again looking to work this one over the mid-wicket area, getting the inner portion of the bat. One bounce to the fielder out, coming from the boundary. And the score moves on to 51 for 3. Chauvin Charles, 22 without loss, and Mulan Sami on 3. Partnership of 17. So the run rate Reds have gone over 6 now, 6.65. Pitch up delivery again. Chauvin Charles perhaps looking to hit this one too hard and sort of lost his shape and timing. The ball just went down through the long on boundary. And they were able to pick up just 1 run. So the score moves on to 52 for 3. Over number 8. 5 balls over in over number 8. Down the leg side. Umpire Ashby signals the wide. So extras move on to towards 7. Moses 1.5. And he has considered some 12 runs and has picked up 1 wicket. Gained this one, pitch up, and Sammy looks to hoik this one over the wide mid-wicket area for 6. So very expensive over there. Bowled there by Moses. The over comes to an end. Mulan Sami, certainly coming out there with just 3 overs at the time remaining rest. He's certainly in a no-nonsense mood.
Yes, it was a good hit. He cleared it. It was pitched up into the pad and hit it, as you described, over mid-wicket. Cleared the boundary. He's pushed on to 13, himself and Charles, who's 23. A very useful partnership. They've got 12 balls left legally. And how much can they get off 12 balls?
Well, with the score at 59 Reds, you would want to get perhaps 12, 15 runs minimum per over. That would put them in a very competitive score.
Jean-Pierre into the attack?
Yes. Jean-Pierre last year, if my memory serves me right, he was all over the shop. And, well, he goes by the nickname of Decky. So I guess he loves to hit the deck. Yeah, good first-off delivery. Pitch up outside the off stump. Chauvin Charles just have this one through the point area. The man comes off the boundary, and they're only able to pick up 1.
He's done the right thing. He's given Sammy the strike.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sammy, again, would be... Sammy tends to favor the leg side, and he would be hitting with the wind. So if Jean-Pierre strays anywhere close to his legs, he would be disappearing for sure over the boundary rope. He needs to bowl more on off-stump line to Mulan Sami. And he's caught behind. As did indicate Reds, he needed to keep this ball outside the off-stump, and Sami really looking to play a ball outside the off-stump, a cross-batted shot, and really had to stretch. The ball was wide outside the off-stump and must have picked up a faint edge, and the keeper took a relatively easy catch. So Sami, who was really the one out there up in the ante, he now goes back to the pavilion. So the LABORIE Royals again has effected another dismissal. MICOUD Eagles 60 for the loss of 4 wickets.
Well, every ball deserves a wicket, but you got the impression that, Sami really aided and abetted in that dismissal But if he was strong on the leg side, what we had is Jean-Pierre deciding I'll go outside off stump.
Yes, and Jean-Pierre, Sammy, these guys would have been playing cricket together, so they would know each other. And certainly we saw the line of attack was outside the awesome, and Sammy really outstretched, trying to fetch a ball outside the awesome and to look to deposit it somewhere in the mid-wicket area, and was caught behind. Swan angling down the leg side, chance for a run out. Keeper misses, and the scamper for what is signaled by John Marfred to be a leg by. So the score moves on to 61. Extras move on to 8. So Jean-Pierre, a good start, one would say. Certainly has learned his lesson from last year. It's a different bowler, I must say.
He probably got heckled, got told.
So we have a lull in the proceeding there. Their scorers have not acknowledged umpire John Marfred's signal for a leg by. No Rez, our scorer here, Mr. Roland Cox, would not have taken so long. This one into the pads of Chopin Charles, clips it to the backward square area, and they come back for 2 relatively easy runs. So good running between these two. And Chopin Charles haven't been the one out there from the onset. Reds certainly would want to be the one taking the majority of strike.
Yep, he slipped on the turn for the second run, but he managed to regain his balance.
Good slow ball there by Jean-Pierre, really outfoxing Chopin Charles, looking for the big booming drive, but completely missed this one. And this is really turning out to be a very good over there by Jean-Pierre.
I think we need an apology to Jean-Pierre. So we thought he would have had a repeat of last time.
But certainly he has learned from his mistakes. From 5 deliveries so far, only conceding 3 runs, and has picked up the wicket. Good delivery, pitch up delivery, and Chopin drive this one exquisitely, bisecting the 2 fielders through the extra cover area down to the boundary for 4 Reds. Beautifully driven by Chopin Charles.
Yeah, lovely shot, pitched up and not trying to hit it through the onside, but playing sensible shot, hitting it beautifully.
Today, I would like to introduce you to the fixed special deposit. What's so special about this deposit? It is all about you, the customer. The interest rates and maturity periods are negotiable. That's how special this is. The special deposit instrument was designed to meet the needs of those who cannot be accommodated within the existing investment options. For more information on our special deposit and other investments, call Fix today at 458-8700 or 458-8740 or email Fix at info@fixlimited.com. Fix, firm and upright.
67, so they've passed the 62, which was scored in the first by Viewfort South. So they've moved to 67. They have got 6 balls left. How productive can they get?
And Reds, Ram Roach has been given the ball. Ram Roach. Yes. Again, one of Reds' countrymen again. Actually, Reds, his cousins, they are very good friends of mine. There's one in particular, Jermaine Alexander. We went to school together. In fact, this morning I spoke to another brother, Raul Alexander. I'm supposed to go and do some work with them tomorrow. So certainly this guy's going to have a field day with Ramroach, I could tell you that.
Well,
Yeah, but it's nice to see Ramroach coming into the attack.
can you imagine what will happen if he takes a scalp?
But Reds, he was a fairly decent bowler. Actually, he has turned to spin bowling, one could say, because of his size now, and he probably is not as active as he used to before, but he was a fairly nippy medium pacer. I can tell you this much. Yeah, he was a pretty nippy medium pacer. But Ramroach will be bowling the final over. And how many more can the Eagles get from this over? He went for almighty even. This one looked like it's going to go over the boundary, and it is 6. Ramroach, based on his day in the field, Reds, he certainly has not started well. First ball disappearing over the long on boundary for 6.
Are we going to see a couple more? Well, you know, Pollard had 6 sixes. That's clipped away.
Yeah, Ramroach again. This one was a short delivery there. And Jules really missing out on this one. He was lucky to have only considered 1 run, but he will be bowling to Chauvin Charles, and Chauvin Charles really would have the advantage of hitting with the wind. So Ramroach would be well advised to keep this ball outside the off stump.
He's going around the wicket.
This one was, one would say, beautifully bowled outside the off stump. Chauvin Charles looking to tuck this one through the mid-wicket area and misses this one, and keeper also did not collect, and they were able to scamper through for a bye. So Ramroach to say he bowled, the first delivery was a bad delivery, but the second and third he only considered a run in 8, Red. So he has sort of redeemed himself.
Yep.
Full on his bowl. Ramroach has bowled Jules. Jules looking to hit this one over the mid-wicket area, completely missing this one. And Ramroach Reds picking up another valuable wicket for the LABORIE Bay Royals.
Good bowling change. And he will have some bragging rights.
Born from the same soil, growing stronger.
Raised of our own sweat and toil, doing it together.
I'll bank for you and me,
Taking us forward so proudly.
First National Bank, the best of who we are. First National Bank, together we'll go far. The pride of St. Lucia, here to stay.
Growing up, growing stronger, it's the First National way.
Every day we're banking better, faster and smarter, convenience like no other.
First National Bank, the best of who we are.
First National Bank, together we'll go far.
We'll go far. For decades, every day, it's clear, it's true.
First National Bank, we're here for you.
Yes, at this stage, once you keep the ball on the target, you know, people are swinging for the hills, you're going to eventually bowl someone down as he just did.
Yes, it looks like Irvin Fredericks. Yes, lefty Irvin Fredericks. Yes, Reds, he was another promising youngster. He opened the bowling, I remember, for Central at the age of 15. So, another bye considered. So Ramroach really, Reds, has really redeemed himself. And
One delivery left.
and with just 1 delivery left, 76 for the loss of 5 wickets. at the end with a dot ball. Sherwin Charles has deposited this one over the wide, long on area for sticks. So a good end to the innings. Sherwin Charles carrying his bat right through. And depositing the last one over the boundary for 6. So the Eagles have ended up with 82 for the loss of 5. It is, one would say, a pass score, but I would think that Captain Darren Sammy would have wanted a bit more reds.
Yes, and Ramroach just blotted his copybook during the end. Short ball, asking to be hit away, and it went sailing over a wide long on. So a good strong finish. 82, I think they probably did make up a fair amount of ground in the last, 3 overs?
Yes, the last 3 overs, they did pick up the pace. We saw Jules come into the wicket and sort of hit a few lusty blows. Mulan Sami as well, he has played a cameo, and they were able to get to what should be a relatively competitive score, but I think that they would have been disappointed that they perhaps did not get 95 plus reds.
I have always lived along the coast of LABORIE, and I could vividly recall as a little girl seeing the turtles making their way to the ocean. But my mother always reminded me that we need to protect our turtles. And as a teacher today, I try as much as possible to educate my students about the importance of protecting our natural resources, most especially our turtles. That's my LABORIE.
Well, he didn't get a wicket in his first over, but he only conceded a couple of runs.
But we almost had similar stats. When MICOUD Eagles batted after the second over, they were 6 without loss, and LABORIE, they are 5 without loss.
Yep.
So just a difference of 1 run.
Shalry bowls outside the off stump. Bowls are wide. Looking to try and keep it simple, but just went just too wide. He's got the wind to help him, so he should be getting that ball inside of the required area. Sammy bringing square leg in the circle, and the long one has gone off. 6 without loss. We were in the 3rd over. A delivery which is hiked away down to his backward point. It wouldn't go all the way. They come back for the 2nd run. It was pitched up. He had an almighty swing in the air, but doesn't go to anyone in a catching position. 8 without loss. 8 without loss. This is the 3rd over being bowled. Anthony, 5. Sid Rose yet to score. Anthony in strike. And Charlie bowls. And that's hit straight down and caught. Straight down towards mid-off. Good catch. The young man had to go down to take it. It wasn't right into the midriff. So a good blow there struck by MICOUD Eagles. Good blow struck by MICOUD Eagles. So Sid Rose and Anthony starting. 8 for 1.
Yes, good catch taken there by Irvin Frederick at mid-off. He really had to go low down and took a very smart catch. So the LABORIE Bay Royals losing their first wicket. 8 for the loss of 1. So good breakthrough there.
Hi, I'm Tedison John of the Tedison John Project. Even when we're not rehearsing, we stay connected. Flow makes it easy with Flow bundle plans. My mobile phone, internet broadband to download and send files, my home office fixed line. All the services I need in one place. And guess what? The more services you use, the less you pay. Yep, get more and pay less. Guys, you can't go wrong on this one. Bundle today.
You heard Anthony called Fredericks about Shalry 5. That should do with the confidence of Shalry. A great deal of good. He has got what? 1 for 5 so far. The boys in red are 8 for 1. 8 for 1. And batsman taking guard is Andrew. So both naught and naught. You would expect that Andrew would be at naught, but St. Rose, who started, is yet to get off the dreaded naught. You had many naughts in your career?
No reds.
I asked Roland Cox to check that, you know, if you know, and he might come up with many more than you want to suggest. Roland is coming back to tell me what a century you got here.
That's too
It
much.
was outside the off stump. A big appeal for caught behind, but turned down by the umpire. So, Shalry walking back to his mark. 8 for 1. Not the kind of bright, confident start that Labrie wanted. Sammy has now brought in a second slip. Third man being pushed around. Backward point is there. Cover, mid-off, mid-on. Square leg. And again going down that off-stump channel. He's done that quite effectively. Just bowling inside the normal line, the wide line really, and keeping it tight. Still 8 for 1.
Yeah, Shalry has bowled very impressively, Red. Like I said, he had a shaky start, the first 2 deliveries, but since then he has perhaps really settled down. Perhaps nerves may have gotten the better of him in the first 2 deliveries.
Yeah, 1.4, 1 for 5. So 8 for 1. Shalry once more comes in and trying to play off the back foot. Towards backward point. Slow delivery. Took a year and a day to go to the keeper. So still 8 for 1. Still 8 for 1. And Rose not, Andrews not, partnership not. Shalry 1.5, 1 for 5 comes in. She's going to spoil it now. Yes, he does. He bowls a wide. Doing so well. Sometimes you put the, as they say, you put the goat mouth in a man. So 9 for 1. 9 for 1. The run rate is 3.8. Required is 4.31. Outside the line of the off stopper, that goes through the keeper. That's gonna really hurt MICOUD. It wasn't a wayward delivery, so they come back. They come back for the second run there, as it goes up to 11 for 1. There, Greg.
Yes, there's 2 byes, but there's quite a bit of movement after the ball got past the stump. Yeah. Gavin Sterrier went to his right, and the ball ended up towards his left. So, fair bit of movement there by Shalry with the new ball.
So, 11 for 1. We had 3 overs all, so 3 overs ball. I think that Darren Sabi legs MICOUD side could be quite happy at this point, correct?
Yes, Reds 11 for 1. MICOUD Eagles, they were 15 without loss. Not that much difference between the batting, the 2 innings so far.
So, as you just be told, 11 for 1. What Sammy's going to do with the field? I think he's going to come and slip. There's a third man. A backward point is going out to a squarish position under the Johnson Charles stand. Mid-off, mid-on right now. Mid-wicket is coming to a backward point. There's a large gap, Greg, between mid-on and square leg.
Yes, relatively large gap, but look like Sammy is encouraging the ball off stump line.
Well, that's the line, but he got it right. It was much too wide and the wide signal. But with this field, don't bowl leg stump.
Yes, anything angle into the leg stump or even perhaps straight at the stump. The batsman is competent enough, he could get easy runs through the vacant mid-wicket area.
Outside off, on off stump. That's another wide. So giving away important additions to the score. Moves to 12 for 1. 12 for 1. So, Jules. Back to his mark. No control at all. He's all over the shop. He's all over the shop. And Sammy looks very frustrated at first slip. And you just can't seem to get the radar right.
Yeah, he certainly has lost the plot there, Reds.
He's going wide outside the half stop. Well, if there's a rule that can be signaled 2 wides, it could have been implemented there.
Yes, this one was way outside the box. And the young man, perhaps a bit too much pressure on him, Red, with a pack outside field, looking to bowl outside the off-stump.
Yes, yes. Let's see what he'll do in this occasion.
Another wide.
Bowls another wide. Sammy now goes up to the young man. So he hasn't quite bowled a legal ball in this over. 16 for 1. And maybe Sammy should reinforce the onside just to give him a little bit of a confidence.
Yes, perhaps give him a balanced field, because with the strength on the outside field, he's looking to bowl Reds too much outside the off stump, and that is why hence the reason why he's bowling so many wide deliveries.
And that's just what the best ball he's bowled. He took the inside edge and went down towards square leg position. So the little chat maybe with his captain has helped. And he's got an extra man on the leg side now. No. Basically, he's got the same feel. Now he's getting someone maybe at the short mid-wicket there, Greg, which will help him to bowl a little straighter. 17 for 1. This is going to be the longest over of the day. Outside the off stump. No wide signal, to the happiness of the MICOUD Eagles side. And all of that, Greg, is only bowled 2 legal deliveries.
Very long over indeed.
Jules Bonsbon goes in, and that's a lifting delivery outside the line, the off stump. So he's got 3 balls, but they have conceded 6 runs due to the extras. 17 for 1. We're midway through the 4th over. 3.3 overs. Jules balls and looking to force that through mid-on area. Ball takes the toe of the bat, bottom of the bat, just the inside part, and go bouncing away on the square. got 2 deliveries to complete. Was been probably the longest over of his life. 16 for 1. Jules goes in. That's an edge that should not have allowed the run. But if he's been there, not attacking the ball, falling and losing control, and they came through for a single. Single takes it to 17 for 1. 7 added in this over. 1 more to come from Jules to complete over number 4. He's halfway there. He bounces in. That's a delivery which was through. Well, that has done damage to anyone who got into the way, including the umpire who took a hit because he was at a cover position, maybe like Joe Solomon, only seeing 1 stump. But the lefty didn't quite hit the target. So the over is completed finally, conceding 8 runs, 18 for 1, and 4 overs bowled, and just scoring a smidgen over 4 per over.
Very slow going there by the LABORIE Royals. They need to get 83 for victories, and certainly they will need to up the ante. They have only lost 1 wicket, so they need to press on the accelerator. But at the same stage, the MICOUD Eagles, they were 23 for 1. Just a difference.
So, Darren Sammy Jr. I haven't seen him before, so I'm going to learn each and every. Is he going to bowl left arm orthodox, correct? Yeah. Left arm orthodox. I remember seeing him as a baby. That's a long time ago. And that is almost caught and bowled. He swung at it, they dropped at the edge of the square, and Sammy couldn't get across in time. And he lost it initially, 19 for 1. Sammy goes into Andrew. Andrew playing defensively. Coming in with the arm, playing back to the bowler. 1 for 19, 4.2 overs. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever the time, anywhere you are. That's off the back foot. So far, so good for the young left-arm spinner. Sammy bowling around the wicket, goes in. Delivery is swatted down, slightly cross-patted, down towards long on. A signal. It has been expensive, and this is exactly what Darren Stubby wanted when he made the change. 4.4 overs, 20 for 1. Sammy is none for 2. He moves in once more. And that, again, coming in with the arm. Batsman trying to, St. Rose trying to turn it with the drift down leg side. Balls. That's height away. They will look to get the second. They will not. They thought about it. And he hit a long way out towards mid wicket, but just a single. So he has conceded 3 runs. So a good start. So after 5 overs, Greg, they are 21 for 1. They have a lot of catching up to do in the last 5 overs, which you will describe.
Yes, I've registered at the halfway stage of the inning. The LABORIE Royals 21 for 3. At the same stage, we had the MICOUD Eagles 26 for 1. So there's not too much between the 2 innings. If you really look at the MICOUD Eagles, they got most of the runs in the latter half of the inning. So let's hope that the same could happen with the LABORIE Royals. So we see Tariq Edward to continue the attack from the southern end.
Well, he wants to better control when he did when previously he bowled. Eh?
So Tariq Edward just coming in there and aborted the run. Oh, Central's look for a mighty heave over the mid-wicket area onto the grass bank in the Mount area Reds. This is perhaps one of the biggest sixes we've seen for the day.
Yep.
And certainly the LABORIE Royals needed to up the ante, and Central's is providing just what the doctor ordered, depositing Tariq Edward into the grass bank for 6.
And you know, when this team was chosen, I think Darren Sammy was looking towards Edwards as one of his key components in the attack.
Central's sort of giving Tariq the charge. Missing this one outside the off stump. Wicketkeeper Gavin Siri Jr. effected, broke down the stump, but umpire John Maffrey signaled not out. So certainly Central's had stood his ground. Again, he gave Tariq the charge. This one is deposited over the wide, long on boundary onto the grass bank again for 6. Another huge hit there by Central's, and Central's certainly is on the move, Redsborough.
This is what the MICOUD Eagles just did not want. A big over coming against them, and this time they were just ahead. They had their nose in front in terms of the rate, but now they have closed up very nicely with those 2 big sixes. 33 for 1. St. Rose has got 16, and what can Sammy do? Well, he's got everybody back in the rope, and that's going to hurt them further. Wide outside the off stump, and they come back for the second run. Disastrous over so far.
Yes, Tariq Edwards considering some 14 runs so far. This over certainly shaping up to be a big over for the LABORIE. Give him the charge, and this time he should be out stump. Central's going to the well, one too many. And this time, run past this delivery. That was slightly wide outside the off stump. Really was not called for. Some 14 runs he had gotten off the over. He could have just pushed around, and he would have still gotten 15, 16 runs Reds. That would have still made it a very productive over. But really giving Tariq Edwards the charge, and wicketkeeper Gavin Siri gets a very easy stump.
Well, in his previous over, he conceded 2 runs.
Get more with our MICOUD. 1 card, many locations for your rewards. Earn points at all Massey stores and MICOUD partners island-wide and watch your points grow. Visit our customer service desk at Massey stores or www.masseycard.com for more information. Enjoy the many benefits that only your MICOUD can bring.
They would be happy maybe to have lost a wicket at that stage against the quick scoring that the batsman actually provided.
Yes, but with the dismissal of Quincy St. Rose, we see the arrival of Captain Owen Edwards. And certainly he would need to play a captain's knock to see his team over the line. So Tariq Edwards really looking to close off this over. And this one, Edwards, Owen getting behind this one. This ball is played to the short cover to Captain Sammy. So we see the end of an over which would be the most productive one for the LABORIE Bay Royals. Got some 14 runs from the over, but also they lost the batter Quincy St. Rose.
Well, as they say, this may come down to the wire. Because we've had 6 overs completed. They're 35 for 2, thanks mainly to the last over. But it might be touch and go in terms of who's going to win this, Greg.
Yes, Reds, but at Darren Sammy Jr. into Andrews. Andrews hit this one through the mid-wicket area. They only able to pick up 1 run. Red, as I was about to indicate to you, at this same stage, at the end of the 6th over, MICOUD, they were 33 for 2, and LABORIE, they're 45 for 2.
Yep. And Sammy got away with a full toss that could have gone a long way out of this ground.
Into and he pulled this one, long hop again, and the batters could not capitalize on a ranked long hop, only hitting the ball through the mid-wicket area, and we see Mervyn Wells, coming up the boundary, and they were able to pick up 1 run.
He's got to get the ball further up. Oh,
Short again, and the batsman Andrew unable to get anything off the shot delivery. So certainly Sammy is providing them some scoring opportunities.
Pressure on his young shoulders.
This one is struck through the covers. Travis is coming up the boundary. The batsman slipped, and they're unable to go back for a second, and it would have been suicidal. We saw some clean fielding there from Travis Gifford coming from the extra cover boundary. Outside the off stump, looking for a big expansive cut. And the ball is collected by wicketkeeper Gavin Serie Jr. When again going for the big drive. Tariq, good fielding there by, there should be a run out, and he fumbles. Darren Sammy Jr. should have collected this one, but good outfit cricket there by Tariq. Reds getting across and getting this ball back in there quickly to the bowler Darren Sammy Jr., but he was unable to effect the run out.
Have you ever wondered how money can work for you? At Fix, we offer several investment options that can do just that. One option is the fixed deposit, which is a short-term investment where funds are deposited for a minimum of 1 year at an attractive rate, better than anywhere else. The fixed deposit is unique and tailored for both individuals and institutional investors, and gives you the option to reinvest for another period after maturity. For more information, call Fix today at 458-8700 or 458-8740, or email Fix at info@fixlimited.com. Fix, firm and upright.
He got a perfect return. Beautiful throw right close to the stumps. Took his eyes off the ball, started looking towards the bails before really having the ball in his hands. Get the ball, then go to the bails. And then he reversed the action. Didn't quite, in fact, complete the take, and dropped it.
So after 7 overs, the LABORIE Bay Royals, they are 40 for the loss of 2 wickets, and certainly Captain Edward and the other batter, Andrews, really need to up the ante if they are to get anywhere close to the score. With only 3 overs remaining,
Of 18, they need
and a further 43 runs.
Yep.
So the required run rate now is 13.67. So it's a big ask. So we see a change of bowling. We see Travis Gifford coming from the this one is struck through the cover area. You see, be only able to get one run. And certainly, next 3 overs, the LABORIE Bay Royals would really need to go into overdrive if they are to get anywhere close. And they have only lost 2 wickets, so they could afford to show caution to the wind.
Yeah. We could invest in some all-out attack.
Short and it's one for me. Oh, it's a beautiful catch. Good diving catch there. Took this one inches from the ground. Oh, certainly the umpires, they are going to consult on this one, but from our vantage points, it looked like a clean catch, Reds.
Yes, certainly did. And you can tell from the...
Yes, the umpire Ashby has signaled to Owen Edward that the ball
was
cleanly taken
Yeah,
after consulting with...
You can tell from the celebration when the catch was made that there was no half doubt. You know. But that catch may well...
Yeah, Mulan Sami.
That catch may well turn this game.
Yes, Mulan Sami coming off the mid-wicket boundary, Reds, really running in hard. And he put in the dive and really took this ball inches from the ground. Good catch there. And this is the sort of effort that you really want to see from players. And he really committed himself. And it was a beautiful catch. Well done, Mulan Sami.
So 3 for 41. Standing out to have a look.
Camfield is the new batsman, number 99, Sanjay Pamphil, coming in to join Andrews, Nick Andrews. Wide outside the off stump. Andrews really looking to really slap this one, making absolutely no contact. So 40 runs needed in 15 deliveries. So it's really a big ask, but not impossible. And he drives this one, Captain Darren Sami at short cover, looking to dive, trying to stop this one, and Tobin Frederick coming up the long off boundary and restricting the batsman to just 1 run.
The singles aren't going to hurt the Sami-led team. Boundaries that will hurt them.
Gifford so far has bowled 4 deliveries, only conceded 2 runs and have picked up 1 wicket. So certainly he's keeping things tight. This one is struck back past the bowler. Uppishly, good shot there by Andrews. Really an over-pitch delivery there by Gifford. And it was firmly struck back past the bowler for 4. So 4 valuable runs there, Reds.
Right over his head, splitting the 2 deep fieldsmen back in the boundary, long off and long on. Good comeback. Shot 45 for 3. We are in the end of the 8 over 7.5.
Really step around. He just one past Sami at short cover. And good work there by Tobin Frederick moving to his left. And was able to restrict the batsman to just 1 run. So at the end of over number 8, the LABORIE Bay Royals, they are 46 for the loss of 3 wickets.
I grew up very proud of the lighthouse. Our teacher, Mr. Kenneth, would take us there every year on field trips, explaining to us that we boast the 2nd highest lighthouse in the world. But for me, it is the breathtaking view overlooking the southern part of the island. Mulashik. That's my view for it.
Well, sometimes it's against you to hit the ball too hard because that went past Sammy like a bullet at the extra cover position, but because it was going so fast, they couldn't come back for the second run. But it was a good over from the batting side point of view. How many runs coming in that?
Only 6 Reds.
Seemed to be more.
No.
Lots of singles.
Yeah, at the end of the 7th over, they were 40 for 2, and at the end of the 8th, 46 for 3. So we see the introduction of Merlin Sammy after taking a really stupendous catch out there. Reds, he should be on a high, and captain, his brother, Darren Sammy, has given him the ball, perhaps as just reward for his efforts.
Yep. Yes, there's a moment where you feed off confidence. Having confidence is one thing, but get it right is another. Because things could change in terms of your confidence after one ball.
Short ball into Pamphile, misses this one. Again, we see the back of a lane delivery that few of the batters have really negotiated today, Reds.
And you gotta, just judging from that delivery, you got a very strong action, hammered it into the turf.
Again, short pitch. Looking to force this one onto the leg side. This one just peeling off the inner portion of the bat and the scamper for 2. Travis Gifford coming off the extra cover boundary really could not prevent the second.
It's a funny game, this cricket. In the air, it dropped in a triangle. 3 players going for it, all frustrated.
Pamphile giving him the charge. This one peel off the bat, and the fielder coming off the foot-mount boundary, but could not get to this one, dropped. But they're only able to pick up 1 run, and as you did indicate, Red singles really will not cut it for the LABORIE Bay Royals. They need a few maximums.
8.3 overs, 3 for 49.
Give him the charge again. This one is outside the off stump, misses this one, and collects by wicketkeeper Gavin Serie Jr. So Sammy really bowling in the right areas, bowled some 4 deliveries, and has only considered 3 runs. He has not gone for a boundary as yet, and his captain brother Darren Sammy would be pleased with his effort thus far. Shot again outside the off stump. Andrew sort of backing away and really stretching out, but really could not put bat to ball. And this is turning out to be a very good over so far by Merlin Sammy.
If he can bowl another dot ball, they have to get a great deal of the 10th over.
Shot again, caught behind, looking to pull this one through the leg side and get in the outer edge. Gavin Serie Jr. picking up smart catch. And we could see him out there doing a little celebration dance out there. So Darren Sammy and the MICOUD Eagles are marching closer to victory.
Yes, just what the doctors ordered. A good over from Sammy.
Get more with our MICOUD. 1 card, many locations for your rewards. Earn points at all Massey stores and MICOUD partners island-wide and watch your points grow. Visit our customer service desk at Massey stores or www.masseycard.com for more information. Enjoy the many benefits that only your MICOUD can bring.
So we have had 9 overs, Greg. 49 for 4, 9 overs gone. And they will need need to have a blind of a last over.
Yes, we see Ramroach coming to the wicket, right?
They wouldn't run too many sharp singles,
That's for sure.
but he might turn out to be the hero. Who knows?
I think Mr. Ramroach should be looking for a few maximums and not a few sharp singles. Gifford to bowl the final over into Pamphil. This one just angling down the leg side, and Pamphil went right across, and the ball passes between the batsman and the stump.
Yeah. 5 balls left. Greg in the countdown. 49 for 4. They need to
Red.
get a couple of sixes.
5 6s still will not save it. Keane looking for the big expanded drag, coming up the inner portion of the bat and beating the man at short fine leg down to the vacant boundary there for 4. So Reds, they are still getting the boundaries, but perhaps little too late.
Yes. Lady Luck running their way. 53 on the board. Maybe all too late.
Yes, too little, too late. Swung this one over the mid-wicket area down to the boundary for 4. So Pamphil really getting the skid on, but as we did indicate, Reds, perhaps a little too late. Pamphil perhaps would be indicating to the captain that maybe next match he deserves a promotion. But some good low order hitting at this point in time, but certainly not what they would need to get them past the line.
3 balls left. 4 balls left. The score remains at 57.
Yes, Pamphil really making an effort, but the bowlers had already pegged them back. Whereas it's really all over by the shouting. It was too much for them in the final over. Pamphil go for the big expanded drive in a part. Oh, and there's an appeal for perhaps interference, because the ball was not going back onto the stump. He played the ball. The ball was in the crease, and he did kick it away. But Captain Sami has sort of asked the bowler to sort of turn down, to withdraw the appeal, because he was he was putting a vociferous appeal to umpire Ashby. But Sami has realized that the game is all wrapped up. Just one delivery left.
If he had picked it up with his glove, it would be another matter.
Final delivery. He hoiks this one. The square leg, they have gone for 1. Not interested in coming back. I don't think Ramroach would have been interested in a second one either. And the MICOUD Eagles, they have pulled up a victory over the LABORIE Bay Royals after 10 overs. LABORIE 58 for 4. 58 for 4. Pamphil 17 not out. And good tight bowling there for the MICOUD Eagles, right? If we had to look at the figures, Shalry 2 overs, no maidens, 6 runs, 1 wicket. Tariq Edward 2 overs, considered some 16 runs, 1 wicket. Jules 1 over, 8 runs, no wicket. Darren Sami Jr. 2 overs, 7 runs, no wicket. Travis Gifford 2 overs, 16 runs, 1 wicket. And Merlan Sami bowled 1 over, considered 3 runs, and picked up 1 wicket. So the Darren Sami led MICOUD Eagles. They are quite happy, and you could see Reds, from what we can see from the monitor. Captain is all in smiles. Would be very pleased with the effort of his boys for their first outing.
And Calabash TV is quickly trying to get an interview with the winning captain, Darren Savvy. So we will be crossing, once that is about to begin, we'll be crossing whenever they are in fact ready. So
I wouldn't say an
good
easy
start
one. You know, we
for
just,
the
it's a
new
new
side.
team,
Here's
like I
Darren
said.
Savvy.
We have some experienced guys, Chauvin, Charles batting through the inning. You know, we didn't have the good start, but the wicket was a little bit difficult. You know, the balls sticking a little bit, and to get to 80 from the position we were was a really good total. And then my bowlers, everybody came in and did the job. So it's a good first victory for us. So we on track to make it to the main event. Yes, you know, I try to up the tempo, but you know, I'm an old man now, so once the youngsters shine, I'm happy. I'm just there to help out. It means a lot. You know, obviously Corona has deprived not only cricket, but sports in around the world. So it's good to see, you know, the cricketers gain some cricket back onto the belt. You know, I know CPL is coming soon, and it's good. It's good to be back in the middle. Thank you very much.
Well, it's a wonderful thing. It's a long time. By myself for a long time. It was a wonderful thing to get back in the middle. The players, the longer guys. It was a good opportunity to get back on the playing field once more. You're welcome.
Well, short but sweet. And you can probably hear the celebration in Damersami, the winning captain. And you can hear the disappointment in the losing captain.
Yes, Sami certainly would have been elated with his victory today. I don't think they got as many as they would have wanted with the bat, but as he did indicate, the wicket out there was not the easiest to bat on. We saw quite a few of the deliveries really, well, we won't say jump, but they were playing, you know, perhaps shoulder height thereabout, and it made it a little difficult for batters to really get too many stroke plays out there. But he would be pleased with his outing. I mean, 82 runs in the first inning and restricting the LABORIE Bay Royals to just 58 runs. So he will be pleased with his victory.
Well, we're going to probably wind up, first of all, by saying title sponsors, Dream 11, Calabash TV, and All Biz Media, Flow, Made in Paradise, Scott's Sports and Award, Trophy Center, Blue Waters, Full 100, First National Bank, Kendall M. Gill Chambers. And we can also maybe look, Greg, at the doubleheader tomorrow, scheduled to start at 12:30. You've got the fixtures to your right.
Yes, the first game tomorrow, we see Soufre would be up against MICOUD. That should be a good game. And based on what we saw today, they were the two winning teams today. Soufre, they gave a much better performance. Well, they started off better this year as compared to what we saw of them last year. And with Sami and them coming in for the first time, looking at the caliber of players they have there and what we saw out in the middle there this afternoon, we expect to be a good gripping contest tomorrow. And with LABORIE and Viewfort, I think they are almost, you could say, two even teams. These are the two losing teams. So the games tomorrow should be two interesting games, and they should be two closer matches than we saw today.
And because those two teams, those four teams really, would have seen the performance today, they will have some idea of how the pitch played and the kind of target you need to post.
Yes, I expect a much improved performance with all the teams tomorrow, because today they have not played competitive cricket for a while. So it's a question of just coming out there, getting your feet wet and getting a feel of things. So they would have gone back, assessed what happened today and do their homework, and they would have seen the opposing team as well. So we expect tomorrow to get perhaps better performances from players and the matches to be more competitive.
Right, so we have just read you our sponsors, and we must again commend on the good work by Calabash TV. We just had interviews at the end of the game, and I think tomorrow you might be seeing the same kind of inventive coverage, or possibly the toss, interviews at the toss, which pre-recorded. So it's going to be even better tomorrow all round, and compliments to all the technical people who provided the broadcast. And we hope our friends in India are quite happy with what they received, and they will be back tomorrow for the doubleheader that Greg Wilson just talked about. On behalf of Roland Cox, our international scorer, on behalf of Greg Wilson, former St. Lucia and Windward Islands, who said he never made a knot in his life. Roland Cox will check that in view of a lawyer, so we can adapt the whatever fine we want to. This is Red Spur saying goodbye from the Darren Sammy, and a very pleasant afternoon. They say the nicest part of the day is starting to come your way. So have a good evening, have a good day, have a good morning wherever you are, and see you tomorrow.